Okay, quick Thursday morning radar update. So, a little washout on the markets today. It's what I tend to call a widespread day. Nothing to do in my world. Just been through all the US screens just to have a look through those, that obviously after the day they had yesterday. Very thin on the ground ideas as well. 4 on the floor through the opening range lows. So let's just quickly go and have a look at the markets. So transport's leading us down as along with the DAX. The DAX coming into some interesting areas. Already in the first kind of area of interest, but you know my area of interest is mean trend. In fact, let me just go through the rest of the US first. So the Dow, one bad day. The S&P, one bad day. Nasdaq, there. Russell, there. Not that much to see really there. Definitely a distribution day though. I can see the volume. DAX. FTSE's been coming in for how many weeks now? FTSE 100. 3 weeks off the highs, drifting. In fact, I know what I'm going to do in this quick radar update. I'm going to go through the phase screens. 250. So we know where the normal area is for us. It could be there in a couple of bad days. You can be there. And small caps. So moving on from that, I'll quickly have a look through oil. Yeah, nothing to see. We'll be saying this for a while, I think. Gold, nothing to see. And we're going to have a little pop in the TLT and obviously the dollar. So we'll see where they go. It usually doesn't take long. 2-3 days on this one, but how many days are we into it? I don't know. So nothing to do in my world. Moving on from there, I will quickly have a look what's on volume today. It's 9:45. We should have traded 21% just to be on average volume. That's about 30% to be on conviction. What did I say? 21 to be on. Yeah, there's not even hardly anything. Delarue's obviously gone through some news today. It's been going sideways forever, hasn't it? So moving on from that one, Greatland Gold, rear view for us obviously. We noticed REITs and hitting the screens last night, so and ignore that. That's something I've been doing for a tutorial. Lukeco on volume today. I have a position in that one. Reverses it up a bit. Burford still drifting. JD Sports. You're going to see a lot of these recovery stocks. I'll go through them at the end of this video, but we talked about on the back of the virus news, stocks popped. In my view, as it always is these are not sustainable. They have to digest through time or through price, and you're going to see an awful lot of stocks. In fact, I'll go through them now before we go into the small caps. That's all what's in the large caps today. You're going to see an awful lot of stocks coming into normal sort of mean trend areas. So to do that, I click on the emerging bulls screen in the 350 and we'll go through all those vaccine news pops. I'll do it by sector. So, what you're going to see is you're going to see the pop, and then you're going to see them rolling over. And it's a numbers game. It's anyone who buys this pop has got to be like a sniper to be able to sort of get involved with the one what's not going to digest. Some just melt straight back up. Most will digest after a move like that in an efficient, larger cap stock. That is the key. Efficient stocks don't tend to go on, So this is what you're going to see anyway. This and then drift, and the stronger ones will be going sideways basing. Now, I haven't gone through these, but I'm in my emerging bull screen, so that means short-term trend is rising, long-term trend is still falling. They're all going to have supply on this side, and I'm going to just fly through the whole lot. There's probably about 50, 60, maybe a few more. And it's going to be like a flip book, and they're all going to be doing the same thing. Well, not all of them, obviously. I did actually just see one what was going sideways basing. But it's going to be a very similar story across most of these stocks. I'll just reverse up to that because these are the stronger ones, the ones what are going sideways. But, ones what pull back in could be great swing opportunities going forward. And you'll see, you'll see stocks what have gone up on big pops coming back into mean trend, like that one there. And my screener will pick them up going forward. REITs, REITs are kind of holding up a little bit there. So, finishing on Whitbread, classic case. We're seeing the same thing on all these stocks. On this day here, I said, we talked about it. We talked about it in detail, chasing these stocks. It's traded, unless you bought on the open here, it's traded this area yesterday, this one, well, today as well. It's traded the actual day stick from and a lot of them will have traded that or come back down further. And the old break-even stop is the markets love those. That it's probably the worst way to run a stop loss methodology. I've put my stops to break even. It just doesn't work. No, not across many trades. It just doesn't work. So they should earn their break evens by stair-stepping higher in my world. So if you go through all these stocks, most of them will have retraded this virus news, antivirus news day. It will be uncanny how many have probably done that. So let's just move on from there. We've talked about those already. The best ones will hit my screener. They will all hit the swing screen as they set up, if they set up as well, because they won't all set up. And I'm just going to jump into the small cap volume leaders today. A little bit longer one today. And I'll just look at these 950. So we should have traded. Let me work it out. I'll say 32% to be on conviction today, and I'll actually just pull it back a little bit more so we can see. I'll go 21 actually, 22. It's not changing anything. There's no small caps on volume today. There's a few. I'll put it on 21. Doesn't change anything apart from share scope updates. Moving on, come on. Picks its moments, it really does. Okay, I'll put 21 in there. So we've managed to scrape 30 on the small caps there. So pops on news, whatever. I'm just going to go through these as I always do. Return to growth, lose less scenario, pipe up, no forward on that. Lose more, slight tick up in growth, probably decelerating. Lose more, no forward. Decelerating, tick up in growth, slight tick up, decelerating. 0 on the forward numbers on that, 0 on that, 0 on that, 0 on that. Lose less, 0 on that. Lose slightly more, lose more, lose more. No forward numbers. And there's some I hold what have had fantastic numbers and they've just gone through results and they've got no forward numbers either, so they've dropped off the GTRS. That does not affect the way I trade them. It's got a 0 on it, so I presume that's no numbers on that one. Very small tick up on this one. Gear for music, this is accelerating strongly. Not my favourite stock, but I will just punch it in anyway. G4M. Go and look into the numbers on that yourself. Just double check everything. The numbers come from ShareScope via Bloomberg. No forward on that. This is a lose less scenario. Sorry, I'll move that out of the way. No forward numbers. This is going to tick to a loss. Same with this one. This is ticking down. Huge tick down in the forward numbers. And this one's ticking up. I'll punch this one in as well. The last one is this one, what's going to a loss as well. So SNWS, and this is Smith's News. Moving on. So that is today's volume leaders. So we're ticking up. What tends to happen on days like this is people open their accounts, look at their stocks, see the wide spreads, and look at their P&L, and they get that knot in their stomach, and they think they need to sell things, and they usually watch it some more, and then they sell at the worst possible time. Rinse and repeat. The best way to run your risk management is have a plan for every trade. Know what you're going to do before. Know the market is going to have days like this. This is not a perfect world. This is the stock market. Stocks do go down as well as up. So having a plan in place, knowing your heat, on every position is key to not micromanaging. 1, 2 bad days in how many good days? You don't want to be that person who hasn't got a plan and is making his plan on the fly on bad days, is probably the best way of putting it. So I'll move on from that. Nothing really to see today. And it's raining outside as well. So I'll leave it there. Okay.